Well, it's Thursday. Good afternoon, my dragon family. Araya Anra here, coming to you for our Thursday live. I always look forward to this every week, so we'll see who comes and pops on. We've been having some great crowds in the last week, and I love that you guys have been putting out so many questions to me. I actually have started printing the emails I get because there's so many lists of questions in them, and just keeping a file here so that I can go through every week and answer some of those for you. So first and foremost, happy Thursday. It's a great week. I want to make sure that you've seen the Dragon Within Book Club starts next Thursday. This round is full, but if it's something that interests you, please send me an email or a private message so that I can get you on the list to notify when the next round comes up, because it does always sell out. And for those that I know are interested, sometimes if I know the time zones as well, hi Adriana, it helps me schedule where it is in my schedule in my day so that I hit time zones right, because it's usually a international group, which is super fun. This time we have everything from South Africa up to Denmark and Romania, and no Australia this time, but we do have the West Coast, and I want to say possibly Canada. I've got to remember all of them, but really excited to start that next week. Also want to make sure you guys saw, I just announced, hello Misty, the Sacred Tibet with the Dragons trip. So if you haven't seen that yet, if you've been feeling a call, hello Liz, if you've been feeling a call to Tibet in your energy body, some of you might have had it sort of out here for years and years and years. That's how it was for me. It's been in my field for over 20 years. I've always known that I would get there. I know that I've had lifetimes there, and that there's a sacred call, and it's finally time. The dragons have finally aligned and said, all right, so the whole reason it's been in your field is about this, and it's time, and we're going to put it together, and we're going to be there in September. So if it's been calling you, if it's in your field and you want details, please let me know. It is limited to 15 people, and I've got people starting to sign up. And it feels like, whoa, September, that's way out. But it's actually only about 6.5 months away. And to plan for such a big journey, because it is a 14-day trip, and it involves trekking, it involves a whole bunch of work with the dragons. And so prepping yourself, getting yourself also financially ready, because a big trip like that is an epic adventure on all levels: financial, emotional, physical, spiritual, with your dragon self. And you can actually start setting aside now every month to be able to pay that off by the time you actually go. So if you know it's in your heart, please message me for details. It is going to be an amazing, amazing journey, and activations the entire way. I'm going to be leading the group, so we're going to have dragon stuff every day, meditations or chats about different things, activation with the land. It's going to be powerhouse. So that's the other exciting thing on my plate, as well as I'm just honing in the details for the May 25th, 26th workshop that's going to be up in the Montreal, Quebec region. So I'm choosing a site in Three Rivers. For those of you Canadians watching, hello Annabelle. It is going to be in both French and English, so everybody can participate up there, and it's going to be halfway. Three Rivers, Trois-Rivières, is halfway between Quebec and Montreal, so that everybody has a meeting place and nobody's driving too much further than anybody else. So really excited that that's on the books now, and going to start putting that out as well. So lots happening, lots and lots and lots. I'm also working on getting some calendared workshops for France and the Netherlands, and possibly Barcelona this summer. So it is full board. The dragons are ready. There's just so much happening with the globe, with activations, with people ready to wake up. And that's why you guys are here. And that's why we have these great questions. So let's dive into some of these. I'm going to start with just in order of when they come. And if I touch on one that has a similar subject, I'll just broach that as I get to it. But we have a great question here from Linda Burns. Ideas on how to tap into my dragon self more, to learn about my past and my dragon purpose, and how to tap into the several dragons around me. So what I would suggest for anybody that's feeling that, and that's a pretty common one, how do I start getting in touch with my dragon self? How do I feel my guides and get in touch with them? And I've talked a bit about that before, as far as feeling your guides, getting in touch with them, having them start talking to you as far as pressure, heat. What can you perceive? Do you feel pressure? Do you sense color? Do you sense heat? What kind of feedback could you get from your guides to let you know that they're there? And how can they start answering yes, no questions for you? That's usually the basic Easiest way to get in with your guides, at least, is yes, no questions. And whether you're using a pendulum or you're asking for them to stand on your right shoulder, if it's a yes, stand against your left shoulder, if it's a no. And then as you just expand that, more and more your gifts open. And I would say the journey into your dragon self and really tapping into that and your dragon purpose. Well, for me, your dragon self and your dragon purpose are your highest self. So most of you in this group are dragon keepers or dragon hearts. That means that your highest aspect is actually dragon. What does that mean? Your first and foremost incarnation was in the dragon realms. Way before ever having a human experience, you're an ancient being, one of the first realms created, the dragon realms. And so that being why you're here in service. So there's obviously a service aspect with your purpose. But to wake up to that, that's why I run the Way of the Dragonheart program and the Eye of the Dragon, the book club. All of those are ways for you to start diving in more and get to that place where you're fully connecting with your truest self. How do you get there? You have to move a whole bunch of blockages out of the way. Blockages that are keeping you from your own internal clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairalience, and clairgustance, all the clairs. You have several of those. They might be closed off because you shut them down in early childhood based on peer pressure, family pressure, societal pressure, whatever was going on in your life that you came in with those. So early on, why did you shut them down? How do we get them open again? Go back into the emotional responses of the trauma that shut it down. Going back into and remembering and releasing. And how do you do that? Well, that's what I do in all my classes. That's what I do in all my one-on-one sessions. But if you feel like doing it on your own, that's why I have the book. The book is a guidebook, The Dragon Within at dragonwithin.com. It's a $22 investment. It's in French and English, hopefully being translated into Romanian. I've got one of my book club members that might be working on that. That'd be exciting. But that is a guidebook to work with all of the dragons, the elementals, the intergalactics, the interdimensionals, the dragons from Orion, Sirius. Next book will probably have the Pleiades in it because they started revealing last fall with the Dragonheart program. So what does that do for you? You say, well, hey, Linda, this is your question. Fantastic. I'm glad you're here. So watch the replay if you're just getting on now because I've started answering your question. As far as going in and working with all of those dragons and you think, well, that's not getting me to my dragon self or my guides or my purpose, and yet it is, because the work with them is what helps clear out the blockages and things in your physical body, which helps clear out your emotional body, which helps clear out your energetic body, which gets you more in touch with your light body. And as you get in touch with your light body, all of your clairs wake up again, and you get more truth connection with your guides, with yourself, so that you can figure out and feel and be led to your purpose. And it's not going to be an overnight. You might not get an answer and say, you're supposed to be a healer. You might get inklings of it, but what you'll probably start getting is more direct communication of the next step to take. They love to work with breadcrumbs. If you get too far ahead of yourself, you sort of get overwhelmed, or you get to where, oh my gosh, I can see it, but how do I get there? That happened for me probably 12, 14 years ago. I had a vision in meditation, and meditation is crucial. Meditation with the dragons is crucial if you want to get there. I had a vision of myself on stage talking to like 300 people. It was a big auditorium, sort of like a college or university style amphitheater auditorium with several hundred people in the audience. And I always knew I'm supposed to speak. I'm supposed to be in front of people. I'm teaching something, but in the meditation, I couldn't tell what it was. For years, I kept wondering, like, how do I get there? What is that? And it's still there, but I can now see it much closer. And I didn't get there by saying, I want to be a public speaker on stage. I got there by just continually doing my internal work, working with my shadows, seeing my ugly bits, clearing them out, working with the dragons to get there and go get that. And as soon as I keep doing that, the next breadcrumb shows up of, all right, now you need to do this. Now do this, now do this. And what has unfolded in the last 2 years is me being led to the amazing, perfect business coach, Samantha Fay. If you haven't heard about her, I would look her up on Facebook. She's incredible. She too is a psychic medium. She helped me get my gifts back online, or to a bigger degree with that. And she does business coaching to get you in a soul-based business. So not only was I getting my psychic gifts opened up to a greater degree, but I was getting in the groove of how to get my business out there and going. because of what I have to offer. So thanks to her, getting to where I am now, it's just been a continuous opening of, all right, follow this little breadcrumb, follow this. And now I'm in this flow that I'm on fire and excited and passionate, and people are benefiting because I'm in my purpose. I'm a dragon guide. I am here to guide you all. And I knew it 11 years ago. I wrote the book and had that come through, and then it wasn't the right time. And that's a frustrating game as well. So sometimes you have the patience game and you're like, oh, wow, I can see what I'm supposed to do, but like, I can't go there in my life yet. I've got young kids, or I've got this other job that I need to work my way out of, or, it comes gradually. But the more you desire it and work towards it with your own internal searching and doing the work, it's going to meet you that much faster. And so now that the world is ready for what I bring, because a lot had to happen, I'm even understanding more. I'll be honest with you guys. I just reread the book again because I'm working on getting out in hard copy through a publisher, through Amazon, through the big channels, because it's ready. It's time. And even though it's been selling for 11 years on my website, it's in 42 different countries. It's in 2 languages. It's been a slow organic process because the world wasn't ready for all the work yet. And now in the last 2 years, yes, Adriana, thank you. I'm glad you're getting chills. I am too. I'm on fire right now. I can feel the energy flowing. And as that turns forward, everything falls into place. And that's where you get on your purpose. So Linda, with your question, how do I tap into my dragon self more to learn about my past and my dragon purpose and how to tap in? Just keep doing those meditations with the dragons. They're your way in. If you want to do some work in group, the group dynamic energy makes it exponential so that you go that much faster. Things transform and shift faster, as does working one-on-one. So that's why I offer the book club. That's why I offer the Eye of the Dragon program. It's 4-month intensive. I offer the second half of that, which finishes the Way of the Dragon Heart. I do workshops now again, and that's really fun because, like I said, the world wasn't quite ready before. Last one I did was in 2011 before the one last November in South Africa. So now it's really time and I'm really excited. Next question, let's tackle another one since I have time. I just looked over on my clock here and I know it's a few minutes fast, but it's 2:22 and I always love to see those. Great question here from Caitlin. I'm not even going to try her last name. It's a beautiful French. De Gouveia, I believe. How many dragon realms are there? So starting with my own experience, okay? And going back a little bit to Linda's question, as you explore this, as you keep going on it, you're going to have more information reveal and answer a lot of your questions as you go. And you're going to have things wake up in you as far as memory, because part of your question is about your dragon past. Yes, I am coming to Montreal. I talked to that in the beginning, Linda. So excited. May 25th and 26th. Put it on your calendar. Information probably coming out next week for details and registration. Anyway, as you keep going, you'll start having memories, especially of battles as dragon, of your dragon realm home, of planets where you have lived, where it's not this earth. Like, I have a very clear memory of being on a planet that it was a purple sky and 3 suns rose in the sky during my memory there. And so you'll start having those, and that will help you answer questions about the dragon realms. So the dragon realms were the first ones formed. I know that to be one first and foremost place, just like the angelic realms of this earthly plane, because the angelic realms of the archangels, that's all about the earth plane. That's in our heavenly ascension realms here with the dynamic of humanity and its planes of existence. So are there angelic realms in other places? Yes. Other civilizations have their own angelic realms. The dragon realms have their own angelic level realms. So there are angelic level dragons, right? So with that, most of us that emanate from the dragon realms and our first and foremost incarnation come from that space that, as far as I know, that's the one dragon realm. But there are dragons in other realms. So there are dragons that started or come from the rainbow realms. There are dragons that come from other places in other universes. So do I know exactly how many there are? I don't. I always connect to one. You might connect to a different one than that. And Linda's saying, I want to know that too because I love sacred geometry. Always been drawn. Oh, so I missed a question about sacred geometry. Let me go back here. What is the connection between the dragons and sacred geometry? Awesome question, Adriana. And I will touch on that for you right after this one. So as far as the dragon realms, even with that, as far as I feel and believe, there's an emanation from the original dragon realms, but other star systems, other universes, other like the rainbow realms, the Middle Earth realms, there are dragons in many of those. Is that the first and foremost place they emanate from? It could be, but they also could be spending time there after emanating from the original dragon realm. So I hope that answers your question. I do have to say too that I keep even experiencing, and I was saying before about the book, in rereading it, I'm actually getting new levels of information out of it myself, or seeing the tie-ins as I continue where I'm at now with my journey, and I go back and reread it and things hit me square in the face of a deeper connection that I now understand. So it's like multiple levels, just like those books you go back and read and you're like, did I read this before? Because I'm getting totally different information now and this is triggering different things. It's like that. So keep your book, work through it as many times as you can over the years, and you'll always get more out of it. So the connection there between sacred geometry and the dragons. The dragon realms are very they have a kinship to mathematics. They have a kinship to sacred geometry, but the awesome, Adriana, I'm glad you're working with it again. It does always open up more things. In the creation of this universe specifically, when this one was being created, the dragons were the ones that stepped up in service and said, we're going to hold the space, we're going to hold the matrix in place for this. Because under every structure in 3D, there's an underlying sacred geometric structure and a matrix of form that underlies the energetic form that underlies everything that comes into the physical. And I do feel and believe, because I've had it show up in certain client sessions, that at some point their gift beyond clairvoyance is going to actually be to look at things, and this isn't very far away, like some of them are starting to get this now, where you look out and you can see the fence, the tree, the house, a car, an animal, and be able to see or feel their sacred geometric form. So how does this tie into the dragons? Well, in coming into this, they paired up, there's for the gateways into this, you know, the black, the white, the crystal dragons, the crystal dragon is our gateway. And then the black, the white, and the elementals hold the space for the actual physical earth itself. So that gateway with the crystal dragon works hand in hand with Metatron. Metatron is the archangel from this heavenly realms, from the earth plane, he's like the head honcho, right? He's also the guru of physics in my mind. He is like the archangel, Einstein of the archangels, I like to call him, because he's all about the math, the physics, the sacred geometry. So if he's responsible for and working with the crystal dragon in order to, if he and the crystal dragon are working together to form this universe, and everything in this universe is based on sacred geometry, all the dragons that are part of that are also connected to sacred geometry. And some of the higher level ones, like when you work with Syrian dragons, you'll get to experience some of that geometric form, both with the female and male energetic there with Sirius A and Sirius B, Meir Khan and Amar Khan, and the merging of them with Asher Khan from Sirius C. When they take you into that, you'll feel things unlock in your body that are connected to sacred geometry. When you start having your crystal and light body come in, there are different levels of sacred geometries that come into place with that, especially as you merge with your dragon. There's a crystalline breastplate. There's crystalline structure to your wings. So the dragons are also a being, as are we all, that has a sacred geometric form underlying in their energetic, it's an energetic geometric form, right? Underlying any physical form they might take. And they are also the ones holding the sacred geometries in place. So I hope that answers your question about their connection to that. And I feel like that's all we have time for today. This is super fun, so thanks for being here, you guys. And yes, if any of you want to be on the list for the next book club, please message me. If you want information about Tibet, Sacred Tibet with the Dragons in September, that's an amazing 14-day trip coming up, please message me. I'll send out details to you. If you're interested in the Montreal, Quebec workshop, please send me an email or message and I will get you on the list so that you get the details first. I don't think I'm going to limit that in size, but I do have, I've got a big list of interests, so I know there's like 9 to 12 already in there. So details are coming out next week on that. And if you want to work together, if you're not sure about, like, gosh, I feel like I want to do some work together, I want to dive in, I don't know what program's right for me, sign up for a discovery call. Go to invokehealing.com. There's a book now button, and my calendar will come up. You'll be taken to my calendar where there are 20-minute discovery calls. Those are free. My calendar only books 3 weeks out, so if you don't see any available, just keep trying, because I am often booked 3 weeks out. There's also 20-minute dragon reading sessions. There's also 75-minute one-on-one sessions. Take it to the level that you're ready to, but if you want to start with just connecting and saying, I feel like there's work for me to do, but I don't know what. Hi, Misty, you're welcome. Then let's talk about it. Let's see what's right for you. And maybe you need to do some homework and some prep work so that the next Eye of the Dragon program that I start in the fall or the winter, that you're ready for that, so that you can dive in when that comes up, because there will be another successive group after the one that I'm in now. So really exciting stuff. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming in with great questions. And I've got 2 more pages of questions, so we've got more material for the next few weeks, I think. And I will throw in some mini dragon readings on some of those weeks, so be paying attention and always come check in. Great to see you guys. Have an awesome weekend. For those that are under Storm Nadia here on the west coast of the United States, getting pummeled with snow and flood-style rains, stay warm, stay safe, and if you can, stay home. All right, lots of love to you guys. Enjoy your dragons. Call out to them, reach out. They're waiting to serve you. They're waiting to connect to you. They just want you to reach out from your heart space, and you'll be amazed how just doing that, how much you get from that. All right, see you next time. Bye.